What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Dave Cave Dave review. I'm Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave, and tonight I'm having a look at the DC Multiverse Crisis on Infinite Earths Build-A-Figure wave. We've got Kid Flash, Psycho Pirate, the Spectre, and Earth 2 Superman there, each coming with a separate part of the monitor to put together as the Build-A-Figure for the wave. Now, a lot has been said about this wave online since announcement. A lot has been said on the individual shortcomings of these figures. A lot has been said about the price. We're going to talk about that later on, guys. We're going to do the whole wave in one video and see how these guys stack up. But most importantly, we're going to talk about, are these guys good figures? Are they worth your money? And do they do the original work that they're based on justice? The Amazing Crisis on Infinite Earths by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. So please consider liking this video before we move on, guys. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so as well. Now, without further ado, let's crack these guys open. Let's do this. Okay, first up is Kid Flash, Mr. Wally West, sporting his duds from Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is the era in which Wally was still the Flash's sidekick, and Crisis was important for Wally West because it kind of paved the way for Barry Allen to pass away into the Speed Force and for Wally to take his place as the new Flash, which kind of set the new status quo for the Flash books for several decades, only for Barry Allen to kind of come back and step back into his sidekick's shoes, so to speak, which always kind of, didn't quite sit right with me because Wally was always my Flash. So let's have a quick look at this guy. So from top to bottom, guys, he looks okay, but there are some kind of glaring issues there. Like, first up, that head sculpt ain't the best. It's just a bit bland, really. Like, there's nothing too much going on with this. It's a bit vanilla. Maybe it looks like he's smelling someone's fart, but yeah, nothing too exciting there. The hair looks okay. The hair looks just fine. But yeah, nothing too awesome there. The chest logo there, the lightning emblem, if that was raised, that would obviously make this figure really pop. And aside from that, guys, to me, the proportions just feel a little bit off there. Like, obviously the hands are too small, and a lot has been said about that. They are baby hands. I mean, if anyone's seen Teen Titans Go, I've watched a lot of Teen Titans Go with my son. It's like he's got the Robin problem there. The running gag in Teen Titans Go is that Robin has baby hands, but I reckon they got it the wrong way around, because they gave Wally the baby hands. Now, he's rocking the Blue Beetle buck there, and if I put Mr. Cord next to him, you will see the similarities in the torso. Obviously, the diaper piece is different, the gloves are different there, and the boots are obviously different. Now, I thought these were reused from the Flashpoint Barry, but they are not. They just kind of look similar, but they're not exactly the same. So yeah, I think those might be unique boots, a unique head sculpt, and those hands, I don't know where the hands came from, but they do not come with the Dick Grayson Robin. Take a quick look at the accessories now. So here you can see everything that's included in the box. We've got both the monitors, left and right legs. We've got another pair of open hands for Wally there, so you can pose him up in a running pose. We've got the regular stand, and we've got the Kid Flash card, and I will flip the card over there, and if you want to give it a read, give it a pause right now. So back to Wally. I won't do any articulation for this guy because I have looked at articulation for this buck before. If you want to see the articulation for this body, go and have a look at my Animal Man review. Now, the articulation on the legs might be a little bit different because of the different diaper piece there, but look, that won't be a hell of a lot different. What I will do just quickly, guys, is just show you the back there and give you my final verdict on this guy. And I'll say that this is a little underwhelming and a little disappointing, especially considering the price, considering like the exclusivity of this wave and the kind of hype and the buzz around this wave. To have a figure like this in a wave that's as high profile as this, I think is a little bit underwhelming. And at this point, I'm going to say that he's probably the weakest of the lot. Now, enough of this guy. Let's do some comparisons and then move on to the next figure. Okay, here's our new Wally with some DC Multiverse speedsters. And let's not put the DC Rebirth Wally in the corner. This figure, I think, is probably the best Flash we've ever gotten. Yes, he is reuse, but unlike this guy, this is reuse done right, in my opinion. I think this figure rocks and is a way better Wally West. And here he is with some DC Direct. We've got the Kingdom Come Flash, we've got the Crisis on Infinite Earths Barry Allen. So yeah, we're looking a lot better than this guy. We're also looking a hell of a lot better than this guy. This is really early DC Direct Wally West Kid Flash and the Identity Crisis Barry Allen there. So look, while I do have my complaints, I'm happy that we got this version of the Flash in the DC Multiverse by McFarlane with all of that lovely McFarlane articulation. It's not perfect, it's not what we should have gotten, but I guess it's okay. Let's move on. Next up is the Psycho Pirate. Now, this guy, traditionally a villain, was a key character in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. He was being used or needed by the good guys because his ability could help to stop the crisis, but he was up to no good. He was causing all kinds of mischief, and the Anti-Monitor tried to manipulate him into helping his cause as well. So poor tragic character was caught in the middle, but I also really, really like this character for the role that he played in Tom King's Batman run. Say what you will about that run, I think he's a cool character. Now, this figure looks fantastic, guys. Unique head sculpt there. I'm not sure where this cape is from. It's definitely not the Red Tornado cape. This might be all unique. I don't know where this torso's from. See, this cape does look unique. Yeah, not the Martian Manhunter, not the Red Tornado, obviously not Alan Scott. So yeah, really, really liking this. What I really like is the finish on this guy. He's so nice and glossy. He feels really good in the hand. He just feels really smooth. The printing on the abdomen there is fantastic with the happy face and the sad mask there as well. Really, really awesome. Love this character. Love this figure. Done really, really nicely, guys. So on first glance here, really digging this guy. A really nice inclusion into this wave. He's an essential character to the Crisis on Infinite Earths story. I think he's a really nice inclusion in this wave and a much better figure than the Wally West is. Let's take a quick look at the accessories here. So what we have now is the Monitor's torso there, and that looks really nicely detailed. We've got the base and we've got the trading card there. Does not have Psycho Pirate featuring as the main character on the card. We've got the Flash there. If you want to have a read of the bio there, guys, just give it a pause now. We are pretty light on accessories in this wave, but I guess that's to be expected from a BAF wave. So let's do some quick artic, then a quick comparison, and we'll move on to the next guy. Okay, quick comparison. Here is the Psycho Pirate with the OG DC Direct Crisis on Infinite Earths version of the character. An awesome figure here, but this is definitely a step up and a fantastic figure all round. Okay, next up is figure number 3. It is the Spectre, aka Jim Corrigan, the DC Universe's omnipotent, righteous and divine spirit of vengeance. Now, unlike Marvel's The Watcher, this guy can get his hands dirty, and that was evidenced in the Crisis on Infinite Earths when he stood toe-to-toe with the Anti-Monitor at the very end there. So yeah, definitely played a key role in the hero's victory. He also served as a conduit for all of the magical energy of all of the magic users in the DC universe. So let's have a look at the figure himself, guys. So just looking at that head sculpt there, absolutely fantastic stuff. Looks great. What I really dig is the paint there under the hood to kind of simulate the shadow of the hood on his face. Absolutely fantastic there. They really should have done the nose as well, really, considering that it's a bit of a peak there, but that might have looked a bit silly. That cape does look fantastic as well, and that to me looks like a completely unique sculpt. That body buck I discovered is the Martian Manhunter body buck. Definitely the same arms, legs, and torso there. The jocks there, I'm not quite sure who those belong to. They may very well be unique. So a little bit of reuse here, but some really, really nice touches overall. I think those boots might be unique as well, unless they're pinched from Robin, but I don't think they are. So yeah, really nice touches on the paint there. There is like, is it maybe a slight wash on the torso to kind of just bring out some of those recessed details there. And there is some paint on the cape, not on the back there. That does look fantastic. But yeah, on the inside of the cape there, it's kind of like they've gone for a little space and stars kind of a vibe. So yeah, just to kind of, just to highlight the cosmic qualities of the character there. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Really digging this guy. I really like the Spectre, guys. Great character. And I do have a few Spectres in my collection. But I don't know, man. I think this guy might take the cake. And so far might be my favorite figure of the Crisis Wave so far. So let's have a look at his accessories there, guys. First up, we've got his Build-A-Figure parts. Now we can see the Monitor's cape there. Look, I gotta say that cape looks absolutely fantastic. The textured detail looks incredible. That head looks fantastic. Then we've got the base. Then we've got the trading card there, guys. That is George Perez art. If you want to go ahead and pause, you can read the bio there. So back to the Spectre. My final verdict on this guy is he is just absolutely sensational, guys. Let's do some quick comparisons and then we'll cut to some tick. Okay, now here the Spectre stands next to two other Spectres in my collection. On the left, we've got the DC Direct, the OG from way, way back in the day. He's glow in the dark. He's got a bendy wire in the base of his cape that helps him to stand up. He is just perfect, even though the sculpt is old. An amazing figure in his own right to this day. On the right here, we've got the Kingdom Come Spectre. He looks amazing as well. More of a statue than an action figure, but another beautiful piece of plastic. Okay guys, here we are, figure number 4, the final figure of the wave. Well, that is except for the BAF, but we have Superman of Earth 2, guys. What an incredible figure this looks like at first sight. I mean, this is just lovely. I'm digging this guy so much already. Let's talk about the character for a brief second here. Now, this Superman is the Superman from Action Comics issue 1. He is the Superman that fought alongside the Justice Society of America, and he's the Superman that landed the killing blow against the Anti-Monitor in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now, at the end of the Crisis, at the end of that final battle, Superman of Earth 2, his Lois Lane, Superboy of Earth Prime, and Alexander Luthor sealed themselves away in a pocket dimension, in a paradise universe, sealed themselves away for decades until Infinite Crisis happened and those heroes returned, or those characters returned, I should say. And yeah, what an excellent story Crisis is, man. I really need to read this again. What an absolutely bonkers story. But let's have a look at this figure right now, guys, and just look at that, man. I am freaking chuffed at this guy. Like, look at the S, look at the muted blues, look at the jocks there. This is beautiful stuff, guys. I only have 3 issues with this figure, 3 minor issues, I've got to say. Now, the belt is the elephant in the room. The belt not being painted all the way around is just a weird omission. Like, why are you cutting corners like that? Is it because of the cloth cape? Like, is that possibly part of it? I mean, I don't know. Like, is the paint still dry when you're putting these things together? Is the paint still wet, I should say, when you're putting these things together? Yeah, weird choice. Now, the other thing is, this guy didn't come with a flight stand. I mean, this guy, of all the Superman, to not come with a flight stand, I feel like is a really, really weird omission. And then the final thing is that head, guys. As awesome as the sculpt is, as lovely as the paint is, I mean, Jesus, look at the sculpt. It's just gorgeous. And the paint is just fantastic. I just think that Todd went a little too real on this guy and made him a little too edgy, a little too Zack Snyder. He's a little too harsh there, guys. I just feel like that face needed to be a little softer, a little more reminiscent of that, you know, yeah, just some softer features maybe, rather than this kind of like really kind of gruff looking Superman. I just feel like that is the most, I don't know, kind of jarring feature on the figure. But I will say that it is a lot better in hand. And yeah, he really is just a gorgeous Superman, guys. This is just fantastic. I was not expecting this. Easily the best figure of the bunch. Yeah, just gorgeous stuff here, guys. I don't know if this body buck is reuse, but it's not overly muscular like the collector's edition Action Comics issue 1 Superman was. This is just a perfect Superman body buck. Classic S there. And look at the boots, guys. Separate piece of plastic. It's not articulation, so it's not a boot cut there that can rotate. But yeah, it's a separate piece of plastic that is stuck on there, and those boots are sculpted. They're not just like a raised part of the leg sculpt there. Absolutely gorgeous stuff here, guys. Now let's have a look at the cape. Yes, that S is far too big, but I'm not gonna lie, it's nice to see. And then once again, we've yeah, just to look at the cape again, we do have a bendy wire. So we have a bendy wire in our Superman cape, and boy oh boy, does this ever excite me. This is just beautiful stuff, guys. This is my first McFarlane figure with a bendy cape. Taking a look at the accessories here, we have the final piece of the Build-A-Figure here in the Monitor's arms there. We have 2 spare hands with these open palm hands. Neutral pose there would be good for a flight pose or just a standing pose. Then we have the basic DC Multiverse base and the Superman of Earth 2 card. That is George Perez artwork. Let's flip it over, have a look at the bio there, and give it a pause if you want to give it a read. Excellent stuff here, guys. Going to cut to some comparisons, and then we might have a look at the monitor, the Build-A-Figure for this wave. Okay, now here he stands next to a couple of Multiverse. Over here we've got the Action Comics issue 1000 Superman, and over here we have the Action Comics issue 1 Superman. And boy oh boy, does our Earth 2 Superman look fantastic standing next to this guy, and this guy looks like even more of a turd in my opinion. Okay, here our Earth 2 Superman stands with some classic DC Direct figures. First up from the Crisis on Infinite Earth series, we've got Supergirl, Earth 2 Superman, Superboy, and from Infinite Crisis, it's Alexander Luthor. Now, what I was saying before about wishing that the features were softer on this Superman, have a look at this, guys. This classic Superman from the Crisis on Infinite Earth series looks mature, but also has those softer features. You know, it retains the stoicism of Superman, but not edging him up too hard by making him look super gruff. Okay, here we have our Build-A-Figure, the Monitor, guys. Now, the Monitor is a really cool character with a lot of rich history detailed for us in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Even though it's his first appearance, guys, Crisis is so dense that it gives us a really detailed backstory all the way back to this guy's origin. And what is this guy's origin, you ask? Well, the Monitor was born on a moon of the planet Oa, at the same time as his brother, the Anti-Monitor, was being born on a moon of the planet Quad in the antimatter universe. And when the time came when they were both reawoken during Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Monitor went around and started to rally the heroes of the DC universe together to try and stop the threat of his brother. So let's have a look at the figure here, guys. Now, this guy looks really nice. Let's start with the head sculpt there. And yeah, he's mean mugging it there. And I don't know why Tidy's giving us these kind of harsh expressions. He did it for Earth 2 Superman. He made Kid Flash look like he was smelling farts there. And now this guy looks like he's smelling something kind of off as well. But look, expressions aside, that is a really nice head sculpt. It's painted really nicely. And you can see all of that sculpted detail so nicely. It's turned out actually quite well, even though he is looking like he's about to pose for the cover of a West Side Connection reunion album. Now, having a look at all of the rest of the figure, this costume looks absolutely rad, guys. Lots of sculpted detail on the shoulder pauldrons there. There is detail, there is texture all over this figure, guys. Almost every single surface is textured, guys, going all the way around to that cape. I mean, just look at the intricate pattern that they've done for this cape. It really looks fantastic and it feels great in the hand. Now, all the way down to his legs, this tunic piece, there's kind of like a zigzag design in the sides of the tunic piece, on the front of these bits as well. And all of these three parts on the front of the tunic have a different texture so that they all contrast quite nicely with each other. Yeah, really, really nice stuff here, guys. Just, you know, kind of harks back to the McFarlane of old, where we got, you know, these really nicely detailed action figures that were, you know, not just repaints of each other. Yeah, really, really nice stuff there, guys. You can see the boots there looking quite nice. Not much paint down there, but yeah, look, I think for the most part, this figure really knocks it out of the park. So yeah, for me, this is a really nice Build-A-Figure and will look really nice with my Anti-Monitor up on the shelf. Okay, let's have a look and see how the Monitor scales with the other figures in this wave. Let's go with Earth 2 Superman first. Let's plonk him over there. And as you can see, the Monitor stands about a ½ centimeter taller than Superman there, which isn't a huge deal, but you know, he is the Build-A-Figure of the wave after all. He's not as tall as the Anti-Monitor Mega Fig there, but I mean, come on, who would actually call this guy a Mega Figure, even though he's priced that way? He's pretty damn small. Let's go with the Spectre next. Let's put him over here, and as you can see there, guys, this Spectre is absolutely freaking tiny. That's so weird that he's so small. I don't know how I'm going to put him on my shelf standing like that. Really, he should have come with a flight stand as well. I think I'm going to have to display him with a flight stand just to give him the gravitas that he deserves as the Spectre. Now, what I didn't mention earlier, guys, is that the Spectre has a platinum, and I will hopefully be able to track that guy down when he drops in Australia, because I really do want the Hal Jordan version of the Spectre. Now, there's our Kid Flash, guys, and he stands around the same height as the Spectre, which is to be expected, but kind of embarrassing for old Mr. Spectre there. And yeah, those two are kind of the shortest two in the wave. Now let's move Superman over a little, and let's put the Psycho Pirate in there and see what he looks like next to the Build-A-Figure. Now, he looks pretty good. He's about as tall as Kid Flash there, but he is a little bit hunched over there. But what I did kind of discover was that the Psycho Pirate uses a lot of the same pieces as the Kid Flash, as the Blue Beetle buck there. But it's just the top torso piece that I noticed was different because it doesn't have the same bottom cut. So there you have it, guys. There's the entire wave, including Mr. Anti-Monitor in the back there. Now, these are all the Crisis on Infinite Earths figures that have been released by McFarlane Toys that I know of. And I gotta say, all in all, I do like this collection. I think individually, when you don't factor in the price, I think that individually these figures kind of work just fine on their own. I think when you're paying all that extra for them as a wave, I think that's where it starts to fall down. I think that the Build-A-Figure is not substantial enough to justify the price. Sure, he's a cool Build-A-Figure, but he's not very big. He doesn't give you a lot of plastic there, so it doesn't feel like he's where the value is in this wave. Now, I think really where the value is for me is in the Earth 2 Superman and the Psycho Pirate. Those are definitely the two hits for me. And yeah, it is nice to have another Spectre, sure. But yeah, that Kid Flash is really weak and just brings down the overall value of this wave. Now, got to plug the sponsor of this video, Fett's Hideout Toys and Collectibles. Guys, head on over to Fett's, drop Dave Cave into the checkout for a discount that cycles every month, and show Fett's some love, and buy yourself something nice while you're at it. Alrighty, guys, I think that is it for me. It's time to bust out of here. Once again, guys, if you could please like this video and help me get it out there, help me get the channel out there, help me grow this thing, I would really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave, and until next time, guys, I'll see you then. Peace.